we are into the first doubleheader of the Tata IPL 2024 today, and it's Super Saturday. We have day game Delhi Capitals versus Punjab Kings, and at the night we have Sunrisers Hyderabad taking on the Kolkata Knights Riders. I have Orko with me. Blockbuster start to the IPL. Yesterday we had Chennai versus the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Today we have a couple of games. We love doubleheaders, isn't it, Orko?
Absolutely. So that was obviously a very big fixture. That is obviously that happened last night, and now we have a double header heading into the weekend. And with Delhi Punjab, as you once told me, it's the Northern Derby, so it'll be a good match to start off.
Absolutely. We still kickstart with the Northern Derby today, Orko, and let's get into the head-to-head when it comes to Delhi and Punjab. So these two teams have been playing since the 2008, to be very honest. When it comes to Kings 11 Punjab, we remember Delhi Daredevils will win at this side. But as a whole, 50-50 Orko. 16 matches went in favor of the Punjabis and 16 matches went in favor of Delhi. It's a kati ki takkar, as we all say in Hindi. If you can describe why these two teams, when it comes to, we have seen high scoring games as well, low scoring games as well. There's no home advantage as certain when these two teams play as well. So what's the brilliance of this? We have seen so many talented players playing for both the teams. Someone like a Virender Sehwag has played for Delhi, played for Punjab. Similarly, Dhawan played for Delhi, played for Punjab. So why does this fixture has so much importance when it comes to Delhi versus Punjab?
Well, firstly, because most of the times the teams have been very evenly matched, and even the surfaces that they both play in are pretty similar. It suits the strengths and the weaknesses of both the teams. And now that they have both come into this IPL with different names, I mean, recently, like few years back, Daredevils became Capitals, and now the Kings 11 Punjab are continuing to be the Kings, but the Kings come later after the word Punjab. So this is obviously a fixture to look at, and as the record says, the contest is 50-50, so it will be a very evenly matched game on the cards.
And it's going to be a 50-50 moving on to a new stadium, I must tell you. And when it comes to the records at the Mullanpur stadium, we have no idea how the stadium will look like or the stadium will play, but expecting a first game of the season shouldn't be a disappointment when it comes to low scoring game, is it?
Absolutely, it should not be a disappointing game. I believe that it will be a close fight because both the teams have, very evenly matched players to complement each other. I believe that they have a lot of firepower in the top order. Few also have a few amount of firepower in the lower order as well. So it will be a very good match to watch.
Absolutely. And when it comes to home advantage, it's very close to Mohali, but Punjab have good support when it comes to near about Mohali or at Chandigarh. But I think that it's going to be a 50-50 contest. New stadium. The stadium almost looks like a Narendra Modi stadium when it comes to the dugout and the seats and all. But I'm expecting a high scoring venue this to be at least in the first game of the season. Now, when it comes to the schedule of the Punjab Kings, we have Punjab facing Delhi Capitals today, very much in the day game, first double header, as we all said. Then they move to the Chinnaswamy Stadium, that's a very, very high scoring venue on Monday. Then again, they come back to the Ikana Stadium and then the Gujarat at Ahmedabad. So, only one home game for the Punjab Kings, three away games. The first four games for the Punjab Kings doesn't look easy because three away games.
Absolutely, because out of the three away, they will obviously look to consolidate two of them at least. Because obviously, if you win away, then you have a greater chance of going up the ladder because you're more likely or expected to win at home. And I've heard about this stadium being a very nice, beautiful looking stadium. Even one of the fans told me that it's better than the Mohali stadium. It's just that they don't have the shed or what they call it, the
Yeah.
roof or something. But other than that, the stadium is a very beautiful one to be at for the viewers. And I expect it will be the same for the ones who are on the field.
Yeah, and when it comes to three away games and one home game, how important is it for the Punjab Kings to kickstart the season with a home win so that you move on to three away games at the Chinnaswamy Stadium? I'm expecting that to be a high scoring one, though I think a little bit of favor towards the home team, that is Royal Challengers Bangalore, who on paper are looking pretty good. You have a Lucknow Super Giants expecting a sprint friendly, tacky kind of a wicket where Punjab do not have so many quality spinners. They have a Rahul Chahar, they probably will have an Harpreet Bar, maybe a Sikandar Raza can play, but still that wicket taking spinner is not in the taking, so they will not enjoy probably at the Ekana Stadium. They move on to Narendra Modi Stadium, which Gujarat. We know that that stadium is always a high scoring one. So do you think batting, which is the strength for the Punjab Kings, could be a good venue when it comes to these four venues?
Yeah, exactly. Apart from the Ekana Stadium, I believe that the first, second, and the fourth games obviously favor Punjab because it is according to the strengths that they have, and I think they'll try to look to win at least the first two games out of the first three, I believe, because they obviously would want to start off things in a good note. Because if you don't get things running in a good note, especially at home, then your confidence dents when you're going into the three consecutive away games. So it's very important for them to make this their new fortress, and they need to play according to their strength.
Very rightly said, Orko. Now, when we move on to the Punjab, to the Delhi Capitals schedule, they are playing 5 games. And out of this, they start Kings at the Mullanpur Stadium against Punjab. Then they go to the Sawai Mansingh Stadium at Jaipur. They come back, it's not home. It's not the Kia Kotla, it's not the Arun Jaitley Stadium. It's at Vizag. You must know the stadium very well. It's at Vizag, Delhi versus Chennai. Then again Vizag, Delhi versus Kolkata, and then they come back to the Wankhede Stadium facing the Mumbai Indians. No matches so far in the first phase at Delhi because of the elections. Plus, we just had the WPL final there where the Royal Challengers Bangalore women's team won it. So I think the pitch is tired as well. But when it comes to Vizag being a home fixture, do you think advantage goes to Delhi a little bit? Or the two teams that are visiting Vizag, you have a Gautam Gambhir led by Kolkata Knights Riders, and you have a Mahendra Singh Dhoni who is given the captaincy to Ruturaj Gaikwad, Chennai Super Kings visiting. Is there any home advantage for the Delhi Capitals?
I think so because if I'm not wrong, they have been in this particular stadium last week. They were here from the 12th to the 19th, and they did enough groundwork, enough practice, ensure that all their big players are here. Even Warner came here, even though he came on the 18th and had to leave on the 19th. He came for that one day, and he had a very hectic practice out there. So I think Delhi is taking this venue very seriously. They want to go into the break if there is a break. If the next schedule doesn't come in, then obviously they would want to make this new home as a favorable venue for them. So they have a very eventful schedule ahead because firstly they go to Mohali, then they have to go to Rajasthan, and then back to South India and again to Wankhede. So given the fact that they have so many matches, because most of the teams have just three or four, but Delhi has five for some reason, obviously they would have to be ready even in spite of the hectic schedule and try to win games as much as they can.
Agreed. But when it comes to Delhi, you said about the big players. Till now, I think I have no information of Andrik Nokia being fit. But I think that that will be a big blow when it comes to the team combination. We'll discuss the team combination a while after. But how do you sum it up these 5 games? Any fixture you think could be a possibility that Delhi can win with confidence? They can go into that game as favorites.
I think the first game is the one where they have a big chance, though it's an away game, but the side is very evenly matched. When you look at Rajasthan, it's obviously a power packed side, it's playing at home, and again, CSK coming in with a huge reputation, but again, that will be a home game for Delhi. Even the game against KKR will be a very close one. Maybe Delhi could end up winning it. Then again, they face the big giants in the name of Mumbai. So these are very tough games to look at, but I think they have the chance of winning 2 to 3 games or maybe more out of these five.
Why not a Wankhede Stadium that could favor Delhi Capitals? Because if you look on paper, both the teams, be it a Mumbai Indians or be it a Delhi Capitals, are a little bit weak when it comes to the bowling unit. So I fancy it could be a high scoring venue, especially for Delhi. They have quality batsmen. They have somebody like Mitchell Marsh, Rishabh Pant. If he gets going, you have a Jack Fraser McGurk as well. For Mumbai, there is n number of hard hitting batsmen as well. Could be runs versus runs at the Wankhede Stadium. Is that a potentially even Stevens game?
Yeah, fair enough. It's an even Stevens game, but the one thing that I'll worry about Delhi is, as we're going to talk about, is the availability of the players because their spearhead bowler is Nokia. I'm not sure whether Jai Richardson is totally fit. They haven't even announced a replacement. They got in a batter to replace Ngidi, so I'm not sure how strong they will go in with the pace bowling. And because Wankhede is a venue that favors pace and swing, so if they don't have these big guns, then obviously that will be a huge amount of pressure going into the game. They would have to rely on Ishant, Mukesh, and such local, I mean, Indian lads, Khalil
Indian
Ahmed or
pace
stuff.
attack. Yeah.
Indian pace attack.
Absolutely. So let's keep aside the remaining 4 games for Delhi. Let's come back
Yeah.
to the focus of what we have today afternoon. Delhi versus Punjab. Orko, if you can remember any best fixture, we have had these two teams facing each other 16, 17 years. One fixture we had to choose, and I chose one for you, and that is this one, where Delhi and Punjab played at 2020 at the Dubai International Stadium, where this game went on to be a super over. We all remember that game where Mayank Agarwal was slowly and steadily taking the game away from the Delhi Capitals. I guess 2 runs were needed of 3 odd deliveries, and he played a glorious shot. I can remember Sunny Gavaskar saying that glorious shot over point, and he held a fielder. And the next ball, Chris Jordan as well got out. So cricket is a funny game, as we all say, but when it comes to these two teams, like you said, even Stevens, they do not have much of a difference coming onto her. Can we witness a similar kind of a game today?
Yeah, absolutely. So, if I remember this game, like you rightly said, Sunny Gavaskar, he coined the term the glory shot, which I think it was very unnecessary for Mayank to try and loft it over extra cover. He could have easily won the game the easier way, but that was a very close save. Obviously, a venue and a country where Delhi did very well. They ended up playing the IPL final as well, which they sadly lost, but they were led by a good captain, Shreyas Iyer, now the captain of the team I love. So, that was obviously a juggernaut moment for Delhi that entire season, and obviously, this match was a very special one to talk about.
Absolutely, and I am expecting something similar, or maybe a close encounter. To be very honest, expecting here. And the venue is again this one, Mullanpur Stadium. The pitch report, the ground report, we do not have much information about this. But Mullanpur Stadium, if you can see the beauty, it's really looking really good. But I'm expecting a 65 to 70-meter boundary either side, especially the square boundaries looks wider. But as we said before, expecting a high scoring game out here, especially first match of the season. I don't know, expecting this stadium to get 7 games probably if they do not share it with Dharamsala. But a minimum of the first game of the season, first double header, and it's Super Saturday today in the afternoon. Dew is not a factor, so 170 should be an expected total for the team batting first. Is it all go?
Absolutely. It will be a total that will be very competitive enough because there's no due around. So obviously, there's no added advantage to the chasing team as well. So they also have enough bowlers in them. Punjab, they have a Rabada, they have Arshdeep who can strike wickets up front. They have a Sam Curran. They've got a wonderful trio of death bowling in Curran, in Rabada also if he bowls at the death. Then, of course, if they try Ellis somewhere else, then obviously he could also become a death bowling option. So it will be an interesting venue. And given the strength of Punjab, which is, going berserk or top heavy in their batting lineup, I think this venue may suit them if it's a batting friendly one.
In order to make it a batting friendly, you need runs on the board, Orko, and for that you need quality players. And I have for you the top three players to watch out for between the two sides. And here are they. For Delhi, I have chosen David Warner, Mitchell Marsh, and Kuldeep Yadav. No mentions about these three players. For Punjab Kings, it is Shikhar Dhawan, Jitesh Sharma, and Arshdeep Singh. Do you see any difference, any kind of choices I could have gone for apart from these six?
Absolutely not. I think that all the three that you mentioned from each team are talismanic players. Warner, Dhawan, very similar in terms of impact because they are those bankable openers who can always give you a 500, 600 run season. And because of their experience and their success in the IPL, they add a lot of value to each of the franchises that they play for. And with Marsh as well, he's again a top order player who goes bang bang. He's someone who comes in and always goes after the bowlers. And Kuldeep is a talisman. He's the one who ransacks past the opposition in the middle overs by choking them out of runs or at least getting their wickets. So Delhi has this very deadly trio. To add, maybe you can think of Pant if he gets back to what he was in the past. Maybe an Akshar Patel also could be a talismanic option out there because he's once again a player who is returning home because he's been part of the Punjab side in the past. And coming to Punjab, as you said, the rising of Jitesh Sharma is obviously a wonderful feeling, and Arshdeep again a very productive player in the top of the, I mean, in the initial overs and also at the death.
Yeah, and very rightly said when it comes to these six players, the first four players, I think Marsh, Warner, Dhawan, and Jitesh Sharma, expecting a lot of runs for them. Jitesh Sharma, I guess, is the vice captain of the side for the Punjab Kings as well. And for Marsh, he's the current Australian T20 captain, so less responsibility they will take. They will take full responsibility when it comes to two bowlers here. Kuldeep Yadav, no mentions. Arshdeep Singh, he has to be at his peak this season to keep the door open for the T20 World Cup as potentially the left arm seamer as well. But when it comes to battles between these players, I have picked three as well out there. And the key battles for me are Ishant Sharma versus Shikhar Dhawan, Kuldeep Yadav versus Liam Livingston, and Kagiso Rabada versus David Warner. What a battle we have out here. Out of these three, which one are you most excited about?
I'll be excited for Warner versus Rabada because they've had a history in the past of being here and there to each other because some days Warner dominated the others, Rabada got him out early, so it will be a very mouth-watering contest between them. And as you said, Dhawan and Ishant, two Indian lads, not really lads, they are experienced lads right now, but with Ishant Sharma having a lot of responsibility if Nokia is not available, that will be a very integral battle to look at. And as you summed up, Livingston comes in the middle order, goes after the bowlers. Kuldeep will be the talisman, will try to stop him.
Yeah, and Livingston has that little bit of knack of stepping out, and if, for example, a googly pitches up, he could be stumped out. That's what I'm dreaming of, to be very honest, when a Delhi Capitals fan. But Ishant versus Dhawan, vast experience, two Delhi players, And if Nokia is not there, I'm expecting him to be sharing the new ball alongside a Khalid Ahmed probably. So that's the reason why his experience is there, because he was brilliant last season with the knuckle balls, just like Gujarat had a Mohit Sharma. Similarly, in Delhi Capitals has an Ishant Sharma. But David Warner, Kagiso Rabada, I am also very excited to see them quick fire battle. And these are the three players to see who will battle each other and which is the top one. You have said David Warner versus Kagiso Rabada. I'm a little bit confused between Liam Livingston Kuldeep or David Warner Rabada. I'll go with you. I'll go with David Warner versus Kagiso Rabada as well. For PBKS, it is definitely Shikhar Dhawan and Johnny Bairstow. They haven't opened together ever for Punjab Kings. Do you think that could be something to look out for? Because one could be an anchor, the other could be going all guns blazing in the power play.
Well, I think they have shown a lot of faith on the local lad Prabh Simran, so they want him to be that typical pinch hitter, big hitter. So maybe that's why they want him to come up front and score those 10, 15 or 30 run knock or something. But I believe that a team should flourish, and if it has to flourish, they have to bring their big boys first. And when it comes to the big boys, Prabh Simran obviously doesn't come up to the stature of Bairstow or Dhawan. So if you get Bairstow and Dhawan opening, because Bairstow has been a successful IPL opener. If you remember in SRH, he was the opener with Warner, and they had countless number of wonderful partnerships together. So I think Bairstow's right place is at the top of the order as an opener, and Prabh Simran could obviously come in at 3.
Okay, and when it comes to these two, I'm expecting them to open together for at least a few number of games until unless some of them, either of them, if by chance has a poor season going into the long run. And for Delhi Capitals, no brainers. David Warner, is it Prithvi Shaw for you as well, opening the innings?
Well, yes, I know that he has had some issues with his fitness, with Ricky Ponting having a bit of a problem with him, and people are saying that they're not backing enough. They obviously have a good amount of bench strength to complement that, but I think Prithvi Shaw will be initially back because obviously we all know that he's a destroyer. If he gets going, he can take the game away from the power play itself. So he will obviously be backed with Warner because he's more suitable to complement Warner's abilities as well. They are used to each other, so I think these two will start.
And this also gives you a righty lefty combination, which is very important when it comes to opening
Exactly.
together. And that's what I
Hmm.
agree. Openers are sorted for both of us. I think we agree with each other. But we still have 9 players to choose in the playing 11 slot. And here comes for the Punjab Kings. The playing 11 I've selected for the Punjab Kings is Shikhar Dhawan, Johnny Bairstow are the openers, Prabh Singh at number 3, Liam Livingston, Atharva Taide, Jitesh Sharma, and then you have a Sam Curran, Harshal Patel, Kagiso Rabada, Rahul Chahar, and Yadavindra Singh. I don't think so. There's any changes in the bowling unit with Harpreet Brar as my MVP. Orko, any changes for you when it comes to playing 11 for Punjab Kings against the Delhi Capitals at home?
No, absolutely not. I believe that this is the playing 11 they are likely to go in. I know people may say that they should bring in a Sikandar Raza, maybe, but because of the reputation of Livingston, I think he'll be initially preferred, though Raza's recent form has been great. I think this is what the playing 11 will be. The mid order looks a bit thin. I know Jitesh has a lot of responsibility on himself. Taide is relatively untested, but yes, he's coming with some great domestic form. Sam Curran obviously is not the most reliable mid order option to look at, and Livingston's not in great form as well. So they are largely dependent on the top order to score the most of the runs, but they have good batting depth because Harshal can give them a bit of batting. Rahul Chahar can bat, Rabada can bat. So obviously they have a lot of batting depth as well.
Yeah, so as a whole, this is the first innings batting playing 11 to be very honest, and I think this is a good on paper. Going on to their opponents, the Delhi Capitals. You mentioned a few while ago, availability is key for this team, and I think there are a lot of players who are not available or injured. When it comes to Delhi Capitals playing 11, here is mine: Prithvi Shaw, David Warner as my openers, Mitchell Marsh at number 3, Rishabh Pant at number 4, Jack Fraser McGurk at number 5, Christian Stubbs as my wicketkeeper batsman number 6, Akshar Patel at 7. Kuldeep Yadav at 8, Ishant Sharma, Khalil Yaband, and Mukesh Kumar, I'm sorry, are my 3 pacers. Lalit Yadav as my impact sub. Any changes? Because if you do not have an Enric Knock here today, I'm expecting don't misutilize your overseas player. Go with a power packed batting unit.
Very true, because Mullanpur obviously is a track that is expected to offer more assistance to the batters. So with JFM, Jake Fraser McGurk as they call him, if with him available, he's someone who goes after the bowling from ball one. So I believe that at number 5 would be a bit of a misutilization. If he could come up a bit earlier as well, maybe ahead of Pant as well, with Pant getting more responsibility in the middle order as a finisher along with Stubbs, that would also be a very good option. With Aksar in great form, obviously there's a lot of things to prove for Prithvi Shaw. This will be a very interesting battle, and with Nokia not available, adding firepower to the top is obviously a good option.
And if you look into the top 7 of the Delhi Capitals, the first thing apart from Rishabh Pant, the rest of the players are in form, including a Prithvi Shaw as well. So I think that could be a good sign for the Delhi Capitals. But the pace bowling unit, as well as the only spinner is Kuldeep Yadav alongside Akshar Patel. I think the three seamers, the Indian seamers, are not bad. And if you can add one more, potentially Lalit Yadav is there. If you can have somebody else, there are a lot of pacers in the unit as well. I think on paper to start proceedings is a good side, but they will miss the services of Henrik Nokia, is what I'm predicting, also.
Absolutely. They obviously would miss the spearhead which they have, but they have enough amount of backup in the form of Ishant Sharma because he's a very experienced campaigner and he's an Indian option. So I think that they will do well. They look pretty decent even in terms of their bowling, but yes, they are top heavy and their batting is very much stacked.
Absolutely. So this sums up the predicted playing 11 for Delhi and Punjab, and also wraps up the day game as well. Orko, we just have one more game to go. So we have the double header today, and it's the evening game time. And is this team you're very much looking forward to at the Eden Gardens? Kolkata Knight Riders versus Sunrisers Hyderabad. Shreyas Iyer versus Pat Cummins. The same players where Pat Cummins got Shreyas Iyer out in the World Cup final. Are you expecting a revenge time this time?
Well, most certainly there are a lot of scores to settle, not just Cummins versus Iyer, but I think Iyer versus the entire cricketing board because he is someone who has lost out his contract of late. So he has a lot to prove as a batsman and also as a captain. And he's back in his home turf. He's not been there for almost a year or more. So obviously, with the amount of response and reception that he got even in the practice games, I think Iyer is someone who is waiting to be on the field.
And there's also a score to settle when it comes to when it comes to Kolkata Knight Riders and the Sunrisers Hyderabad. Sunrisers Hyderabad last year they faced this team, and Harry Brooks scored a century, and Sunrisers Hyderabad won that game. You expect them to, because it's a new looking side, Sunrisers Hyderabad, under the leadership of Pat Cummins, who doesn't have T20 experience when it comes to leadership. It will be a tough time. Are you expecting the Kolkata Knight Riders to come out hard under the mentorship of Gautam Gambhir at home with the 60,000 Eden Garden fans out there?
Well, most certainly, because at home KKR is a different beast, but off late they haven't really got the home advantage they wanted. If they get the kind of tracks they want, they have enough firepower in their bowling as well as batting to do well in it. And Gambhir emphasizes on doing well at home, so they will obviously come very hard at SRH. And because of our very good track record against them, I think we have the upper hand. But that being said, SRH is a stacked team. They are a team which can be envied upon because of the amount of firepower they have both on paper as well as on the bench. So that will be a very good contest to watch.
The team to look out for, because at the top of the order for Sunrisers Hyderabad, you have a Travis Head kind of a player. You have Aiden Markram. You have at the bottom, you have Pat Cummins. You have Henrik Klassen. So many talented players. They are not a team that is together because of so many buys. But watch out for the brilliance. If they click one or two players, if they click, it could be very dangerous. But 64% to the Kolkata Knight Riders, 36% to the Hyderabad boys. Are you expecting? Is it going to be going to the 40s for the Hyderabad, or is it going towards the 70s for the Kolkata Knight Riders?
Well, on paper, I think SRH bases are completely covered. They look much stronger than the Knight Riders. Even though I'm a Knight Riders fan, I have to admit that. But because Knight Riders are playing at home and they are more familiar with the conditions, and obviously they come in with the mentorship of Gambhir, who is knowing this track so well, I think he is going to ensure that the troops are marshaled in a way that they can counter this super strong Sunrisers Hyderabad side.
We will see what the predictions is at the end of the show about both the matches, to be honest. But let's move on. When it comes to Eden Gardens as a whole, you said it's not a home advantage for the Kolkata Knight Riders lately. Look at the percentage, 60% almost Kolkata has won out here. But as a number, if you see 49 wins, 33 losses. If you look at 33, the number, I think that's quite a few. But if you look into these two teams, 5-4, that's very even Stevens when it comes to Kolkata versus Hyderabad.
Absolutely. And off late, KKR's record at the Eden has not been good. People have said that their own home has been their graveyard, and that 33 losses at home is obviously something that is relatively recent. Maybe in the last 5 or 6 years, you can count. The win percentage is so high because of the Gambhir era, which did very, very good in Eden Gardens. So I think this time around we'll get the similar track because Gambhir is out there, maybe not as a player, but as a mentor. He's going to demand the same kind of pitches from the curator. And I think we have the advantage here purely because we are playing at home.
Yeah, but when Gambhir was the captain, you already had, if I'm not mistaken, the best of Sunil Narayan. You had a Piyush Chawla as well, and you had the conditions. Now as well, you have a Varun Chakravarti potentially replacing a Piyush Chawla. You still have Sunil Narayan. You probably could add a Mujibur Rahman, Anukul Roy. So many talented players, and I think you deserve. You should, if you have an home advantage, you should get the conditions your team is best suited for. But very well said. But KKR schedule, and like you mentioned a while ago, this KKR team has just three fixtures in the first phase of the TATA IPL 2024. They play at home against Sunrisers Hyderabad, then they go to Chinnaswamy Stadium. I'm very much looking forward to this fixture, Gambhir versus Kohli, and then they go to Vizag, Delhi Capitals versus Kolkata Knights Riders. Pretty much, you can say three matches where potentially you can make it a 3-0.
Very much so. I believe the same because I think that the match against SRH, which is at home, is going to be our toughest game because on paper SRH is a splendidly strong side and they're led by a captain who's coming in with some great amount of form as a captain, I should say. So, and also because he has had a very good record at the Eden Gardens because of late he has just won the World Cup and also the semi-final in the Eden Gardens where he did very well as batter and bowler and made sure that they crossed the line. So I think the first fixture will be a tough one, but I'm glad it's at home. Maybe we might cross the finishing line. And the remaining two, as you said, the mouth-watering clash with RCB, that is obviously going to be the game of the season, as people say. The hype surrounding off the field and obviously on the field, we are going to see two very, very powerful sides clashing against each other in that graveyard of bowlers called the Chinnaswamy Stadium.
Absolutely, and requesting all the fans to come back home as soon as possible on a Friday evening because if you're working, that's not a weekend, it's a Friday evening. And when it comes to Royal Challengers Bangalore and Kolkata Knight Riders, it's always a blockbuster game. But also at Vizag, very close to you, but I'm expecting this game to be a 50-50 because Delhi Capitals and Kolkata Knight Riders lately has produced some brilliant cricket, I must tell you, with bat and ball. Very close encounters as well when it comes to the super over at Delhi where Rabada pulled it off against Andy Russell or any other matches at Eden Gardens as well where KKR were better when it comes to Glenn Maxwell when he was playing for the Delhi Daredevils. So this game as well at Vizag, expecting a high scoring venue this one.
Very much so. I believe that there are certain players in both the teams who considerably do well against each other. Because if you look at someone like Kuldeep or Prithvi Shaw or David Warner, they have an excellent record against KKR. So I think they are going to come hard at us. And same with KKR players like Shreyas, who has a point to prove to Delhi, who took away his captaincy if he can take it in that way. And Rana has a very good record against Delhi. Maybe even Russell could have a role in this game. So this is a team, or these are two teams, I should say, who have had players who have played for each other in the past, and thus they have a bit of history associated with it. And I think this will be a very good game to watch.
Absolutely. From a neutral point of view, I love all the three fixtures, to be very honest, against the Kolkata Knight Riders. That sums up the schedule for them. But going to the Sunrisers Hyderabad schedule, they are going to face four games. And when it comes to four games for Sunrisers Hyderabad, definitely they kickstart today evening at the Eden Gardens against the Kolkata Knight Riders. Then they go to back home at the Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium facing the Mumbai Indians. That a heavyweight clash, I must tell you. Then they go to the Narendra Modi Stadium facing Gujarat Titans led by Shubman Gill. And again go back home facing the Chennai Super Kings. They have Mumbai and Chennai at home. Sold out venue, I'm expecting that to be. But when it comes to these four fixtures, do you see any one of them easy? But on paper, SRH is a good side.
Well, they are a good side, and I know that they obviously are expected to do well because of the side they have. But these are tough teams to face. That's what the IPL is all about. It's a very competitive league, and almost every team is evenly matched as you yourself are. And I think the team Mumbai, which is playing obviously away, and Hyderabad is playing over there as the home favorites, that will be a sold out obviously because Hyderabad is a team that has of late has a good record against Mumbai Indians, and I think at home, given the passionate fans that they have, they are expected to do well. Coming to the match against Gujarat, obviously led by a young Turk like Gill, I think that match obviously would offer a lot of assistance to the kind of bowlers Sunrisers have, with people like Cummins and all who have had a very good record in Ahmedabad. I think
Yeah.
that will be a wonderful match to look at as well. Then obviously the match against CSK, no match against CSK is that easy. But that being said, it's their home turf, so I think they should do well over there as well.
So you mentioned at Eden Gardens, Kolkata versus Hyderabad today. It's going to be 50-50, potentially a 51 towards the Hyderabad boys. Now you're mentioning at home against Mumbai, it's a good one. You're saying at Ahmedabad, Pat Cummins has a good record. You're saying at against Chennai, SRH is at home. They have a good fixture. Are you hinting towards a 4-0 for the Sunrisers Hyderabad?
Well, why not? Because the team that they have is obviously enviable and they have so much strength on their bench that those are players who, if they go into other teams, they are sure shot starters. So, with that
Exactly.
amount of
Especially the
balance that they
overseas.
have,
Especially the
exactly the
overseas.
overseas, exactly the overseas Turks, and they have certain players even in the Indian domestic level who can perform well. Someone like Nitish Kumar Reddy, if he gets a chance, he's someone who's been doing very well in the domestics. So, they have a lot of talents who are herded out there. They're a very stacked squad. I think Hyderabad has a possibility of winning three out of these. I hope they don't win against KKR, but who knows? They may win all four as well.
Yeah, good one. Good prediction. And I think they have the possibilities of winning all the four games. But when it comes to the two schedules we are done, but let's focus back to Sunrisers versus the Kolkata Knight Riders. We had to pick one best fixture. And it's very recently, once again in the UAE. And when Kolkata faced SRH, it was a day game which ended in the evening. It was ended in a super over. Orko, can you tell me about this game? Who bowled the super over for the Kolkata Knight Riders?
Well, who other than Lockie Ferguson? He was the man who got that particular innings dusted in 4 balls. He just came in and knocked the stumps over twice. Even before that, in the death overs, he was someone who was getting wickets at will. He got 3 wickets out there, and out of nowhere, the match went close. I believe SRH was cruising at one point of time because of the start Warner and Bairstow gave them, but they suddenly choked because of some good bowling by the spinners and obviously Lockie Ferguson himself. Then Russell bowled the last over, but somehow we just managed to hold on to making it a tie. And as it went into the super over, things became very easy for Lockie, who just casually knocked the stumps over twice.
Absolutely, and very rightly said. It was Lockie Ferguson who bowled the super over. Shows the amount of passion you have for this franchise, to be honest. But it's time to move on to the pitch report of the Eden Gardens, Kolkata. Familiar stadium for the both of us, to be honest. 86 matches have been played at the Eden Gardens. If you look into the top left of your screen, 35 matches have been won by the team batting first. 51 matches have been won by the team chasing. Oh my god, when it comes to toss, 48 matches have been won by the team winning the toss, 38 for the team losing the toss. So if you look, toss is not a factor, but the team batting second, a little bit of advantage goes to them.
Well, a lot of advantage. And looking at the recent weather that they have, I believe that it's been very damp out there in Calcutta, and there's a possibility of rain as well. And when a match becomes rain truncated, then it's obviously fair to win the toss and bowl first. And
Yeah.
off late, even in the Eden Gardens, there's been a lot of dew. And though I believe that KKR are expected to ask the curator for a pitch that assists the spinners in a sluggish manner, I have seen in the practice games that the team was getting off to scores of 200 plus.
Yeah.
Batting really didn't seem that much of a difficulty. So it's something that needs to be seen only on that particular moment when the match starts, because some people are saying that the curator was never asked for such a pitch. Some people are saying that the curators should be asked, and I think he might have been asked and he put that kind of pitch, but the practice matches tell a different story. So obviously we have to see what happens in the game ahead, but yes, whoever wins the toss will certainly bowl first.
But you cannot judge with the practice game because they are generally played in the side pitches. But when it comes to the curator discussing with the team, I think Gambhir is not going to mess around. If he needs something, he will definitely inform the curator. I need this kind of a surface, and he will definitely get that. But if today we see in the evening that it's not a spin friendly, it's something that 180, 190 kind of a pitch, I won't be surprised. I'm sure that Kolkata will continue to have this kind of a surface in the remaining 7 to 8 home games they have this season. But this sums up the pitch report for the Eden Gardens. And as you said, the team winning toss is expected to bowl first. It's the evening game. Dew can be a very important factor when it comes to that. But in order to have a good game, as we all say, top three players to watch out for Kolkata Knight Riders and Sunrisers Hyderabad Orko. Here are the three players I have picked: Nitish Rana, Shreyas Iyer, and Varun Chakravarti for Kolkata Knight Riders, Rahul Tripathi, Henrik Klassen, and Bhuvaneshwar Kumar for the Sunrisers Hyderabad. Orko, where is the two Jamaican out here? No West Indian out here in your player six players to watch out for.
Well, Russell's not had a very great record against SRH of late. Yes, he did play well in wonderful innings in 2019. But that being said, the others who are mentioned over there have had very good success against SRH, especially the first man, that is Nitish Rana. He's obviously coming in with that blessing in disguise of his godfather Gambhir joining this team management. I think Rana has a point to prove for this team, and in the last 5 years, he's averaged almost 40 against SRH. So I think he is someone who is someone to watch out for. And Shreyas Iyer, as I said before, he's someone who has to prove himself in a big stage as captain and as batsman. And Varun, we know the history that Varun has with Hyderabad. The last time they played each other, he pulled the game out of nowhere in the last over, bowling and defending 8 runs in the final over. So these three will obviously be crucial for KKR. And coming to Tripathi, homecoming for him. He loves KKR even today, and he's someone who's looking to go out there and play against the team. Klassen, again, a wonderful player of spin. He's like, a cheat code of batting when he gets going, and also a very, very capable keeper. And Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, I believe that among all the bowlers in the IPL, he's the one who has had maximum wickets versus KKR. So we can't rule him out in terms of his power play assets. So these are the 6 players I would watch out for.
So you've said Nitish Rana, you've said Shreyas Iyer and Varun Chakravarti when it comes to the players to watch out for Kolkata Knight Riders. Where is your costliest player in the IPL history, Mitchell Starc? Are you expecting him to go all guns blazing, but not a player to watch out for in this game?
Well, he could go all guns blazing. People are already dreaming of the 2013 kind of IPL Stark where Unmukhchand's stumps were sent flying by Brett Lee. They believe
Yeah.
that the same can happen with Mitchell Stark because he's a similar kind of bowler. But that being said, Hyderabad has enough firepower at the top. They have got a Travis Head who is like bread and butter in terms of dealing with Stark. So you can't really write off Travis Head or any of the openers which SRH have. And maybe Stark might not have the greatest of starts on his first match. But yes, he's someone who's a big match player. He's going to bounce back very soon.
You said about a Stark versus Head. That could be a potential battle, I must say. And here is the three battles I have for you. No brainer with that. Mitchell Stark versus Travis Head has to be the first battle to watch out for. Varun Chakravarti versus Aiden Markram. We have seen the late success of Varun Chakravarti versus SRH. And Bhuvaneshwar Kumar versus Shreyas Iyer. Do you think his Bhuvaneshwar Kumar will have his number once again by testing a short ball at him?
Well, could be, but that being said, Bhuvi is very accurate, but not the greatest of pacemen. So he's someone whose pace can be very much dealt with by Shreyas, and he has a point to prove from a very long time. And obviously, would like to kickstart on this particular venue, which is his home ground. And these are both players who have not been in the Indian team for a while right now, and both are trying to get into the Indian team because they just lost their contracts. So both of them have a point to prove. And as you said, the first fixture that is mouth-watering, the two Aussie guys facing each other after a World Cup triumph in these particular venues. So Head versus Stark will be the one I'll watch out for the most. Markram is the bankable player in the middle order who has had great success against KKR, but then again Varun can spin a web on him anytime.
Absolutely, but I would go for a Bhuvi slash Pat Cummings versus Shreyas Iyer because I think if Pat Cummings is the captain, he will certainly keep either of himself or a Bhuvaneshwar Kumar when Shreyas Iyer comes to bat. I'm expecting Shreyas to bat at number 3, so you will definitely keep one of them holding on for at least a 1 over for the Shreyas Iyer. But yes, you're saying Stark versus Travis Head, potentially a 2013 opening. Unmukh Chand ripped off the off stump by Brett Lee could be a possibility when it comes to Stark versus Travis Head. So three mouth-watering battles to watch out for, and I think we're going to wait and see what happens at the field today evening. But when it comes to the openers, for the Kolkata Knights Riders, we start things proceeding. Orko, the home team, we had a Jason Roy probably, we had a Gurbas probably, ended up with Phil Salt. Are you happy with this opening pair, Phil Salt and Venkatesh Iyer? Are they guaranteed your definite openers, or would you want to see a Nitish Rana opening, a Raghuvanshi opening? What's your combination when it comes to the openers?
Well, I'm certainly sure that Salt is starting, and I would love to see him start. He's got a great record up the order, and he's done well even in the practice games. And he gives you that keeping option. I believe that Roy pulling out was a blessing in disguise for us. So Salt is a definite starter because he's that pace hitter, which Gurbaz certainly can't be in comparison to Salt. So he's certainly starting. I'm a little bit doubtful about Venkatesh Iyer as an opener because he struggled there in the last 1 year or so. Even in the practice games, he didn't look very convincing. But who knows, if the best comes out of him, then he may do well. Gambhir likes a left-right combination. So if you look at Manish Pandey or Raghuvanshi or Bharat, they are not left-handers. So Gambhir is someone who will like to back Venki initially, or maybe he may just put his little son kind of person in the form of Nitish Rana on top of the order. Yeah, he could make Rana open and say that Venki, you play the role of the finisher with Rinku and Russell. So that is a possibility. KKR have that wonderful blessing of having equal amount of right-handers and left-handers, so they can try any combinations that they want.
And we have seen Rana opening before as well for the Kolkata Knight Riders, so that shouldn't be a problem. And if Gautam Gambhir says, he will definitely do that without a doubt. But when it comes to the openers for the Sunrisers Hyderabad, we had an option definitely Travis Head starts. But when it comes to his partner, is it a Mayank Agarwal? Is it an Abhishek Sharma? Is it an Anmolpreet Singh? Who could be your opener, Orko, when it comes to partnering Travis Head?
Well, this is a bit of a headache. I really can't predict this honestly because Abhishek Sharma has done very well as an opener. But that being said, if SRH want to get a right-left combination, then they may try Mayank up the order as an opener, or who knows, maybe try Tripathi as an opener in his homecoming turf like Eden. So we never know the combinations that they can possibly try. But I think they'll start with the right-hander in the form of Mayank and maybe put Tripathi at number 3.
Okay, so this is the openers done. We still have 9 players to predict when it comes to for the Kolkata Knight Riders and the Sunrisers Hyderabad. We start proceedings with the home team, the Kolkata Knight Riders, and its predicted playing 11. Phil Salt and Venkatesh Iyer are my openers. Shreyas Iyer, the captain, at number 3. Nitish Rana, Rinku Singh, Andre Russell as the middle order duties. Then you have a Ramandeep Singh at number 7. Sunil Narayan, Mitchell Stark, Varun Chakravarti, and Harshit Rana. How difficult was it for you to keep out Chetan Sakaria, who was brilliant? And my impact there is Suyash Sharma. Sum it up for you. Orko, any agree, disagree? Would you have wanted a Suyash Sharma or a Chetan Sakaria in place of Harshit Rana maybe in the pace attack?
I think they'll start with Harshit because he's been doing well and he's got that extra element of pace as compared to the other Indian pacers that we have. So he's going to be handy out there. But I'm not really sure whether Suyash is going to start if Eden is the way it looked like in the practice games. Because Suyash has been haywire in the practice game. His economy was nearly 12 or 13. And Sakaria, Sakib Hussain, these are the ones who impressed a lot in the death. So if they want to add a bit more firepower in the death bowling, they may well try any of those two as the impact player ahead of Suyash Sharma. Because even without Suyash, we have a Narayan or Varun or if required even a Nitish Rana to give in an over of spin. So I think that the requirement of Suyash is not really that great. When it comes to the death bowling, if Stark doesn't go well, then they only have to look at Harshit or Russell. So if they add someone like a Sakaria or a Sakib, then I think they're going to do better in the death overs. But apart from that, the team looks as you just mentioned. The top order most probably is likely to start that way, or maybe Rana might open. In that case, Venki comes into the middle order. But yes, the entire batting top seven is fixed.
I'll give you one more differential which I've closely witnessed in the practice game is KS Bharat opening. I know that we already have a wicket keeper. Why not a KS Bharat opening alongside a Phil Salt and Venkatesh Iyer replacing a Ramandeep Singh?
Could be very much, and as you rightly said, KS Bharat has done well in the practice games. He can, be given that Riddhiman Saha in Sunrisers or
Exactly.
Gujarat kind of role. So, and believe me, he's a safer keeper than Salt. So, if he plays, then Salt necessarily doesn't need to keep. Bharat can keep wickets as well. So, if he goes out there and bats the way Riddhiman Saha did, then obviously it will be a bonus for KKR. And Venkatesh Iyer, he's someone who has to flourish as a lower order hitter because if he wants to get into the Indian team, that's where his place is to compete with people like Hardik or Dubey for that pace bowling all rounder slot. You can't really do justice of it when you play in the opening place, and he has struggled over there as well. So I really wouldn't want to see Venkatesh Iyer out there, but if he proves me wrong, then why not? I'll be happy.
And you're batting till number 9. You have Mitchell Stark coming in number 9, so there's no problem when it comes to batting depth. But we move on to the Sunrisers Hyderabad predicted playing 11. It is Mayank Agarwal and Travis Head, my openers. No place, unfortunately, for Abhishek Sharma. Rahul Tripathi, number 3. Aiden Markram and Henrik Klassen, through South Africans, at number 4 and 5. Nitish Kumar Reddy as my number 6. Washington Sundar, Pat Cummings, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, Mayank Markande, and T. Natarajan are my bowlers, with Abdul Samad as the impact player. Potentially could have been Abdul Samad there at number 6 in place of Nitish Kumar Reddy, but I've gone with current form, and Nitish Kumar Reddy has been donking for sixes in the practice games, so I've gone with him. Important to have a finger spinner. That's the reason why I've gone with a Mayank Markande there. What's your pick on the predicted playing 11 for Sunrisers Hyderabad?
Well, I would also pretty much go with this particular team. With Cummins and Australian, the captain, it's impossible to keep Travis Head out of this team. And he's the one who gives them starts. And he's also got a good
Yeah,
record in the Eden Gardens as a bowler as well. He was the one who literally
yeah.
turned the game in Australia's favor by getting 2 wickets in 2 balls out of nowhere. So he's a sharp turner of the ball. He's a utility opener. So I think Travis Head will be back in the opening. And Mayank Agarwal to start with, as I earlier said. Rahul Tripathi, the homecoming person, obviously at 3. Then Aiden Markram, a wonderful player of spin, along with Klassen in the 4 and 5 positions. Nitish Kumar Reddy, as you rightly said, in terms of form, will be back at number 6. Or if they believe that the local boy can have an impact, they may try Shahbaz Ahmed out there, who can
Okay.
obviously be another spinning option. And Washington Sundar is a necessity because KKR has 3 left-handers and you need an off-spinner out there. And Washington Sundar gives you that and also good amount of batting. Cummins is the captain, someone who is not new to the Eden Gardens by any means. Ovi, another person who's got a great record against KKR. Markande is the leg spinner that they need, and
Yeah.
Natarajan for the death. So I think the team is very much sorted.
Absolutely. And it's a batting first side. If you need an impact player, definitely in the second innings, you can get an extra bowler that gives you more comfort and more security as well when it comes to Pat Cummings, who is a bowling captain. So he will have more of these ideas as well. We're done with the Sunrisers Hyderabad, the Kolkata Knight Riders as well. Both the double-header teams have been done. It's prediction time, Orko. Let's take down a think tank and predict whom we are going to expect. The Northern Derby, Delhi Capitals versus the Kings 11 Punjab, or rather, I can say a Punjab Kings now. Who's going to win that game? I'm expecting a win for the Punjab Kings. This is what I'm expecting. Punjab Kings, home favorites, a little bit of wedge, as you've said, 50-50 between these two teams. I'm expecting a Punjab Kings to win this game against the Delhi Capitals. Agree, disagree, Orko?
Absolutely agreed. I believe that the home team always has the upper hand. So I think Punjab is the team that will look to go, one up ahead in this particular game, and they also have enough firepower to do well. The death bowling and their batting, everything is sorted for them. I think Punjab has the upper hand in this game.
And when it comes to Kolkata Knight Riders and the Sunrisers Hyderabad at the Eden Gardens, you have seen Kolkata winning 5 games, Hyderabad winning 4 games. It's a very tricky one for me to choose, but I think Orko, I'll keep the smile on your face ongoing because I'm expecting the Kolkata Knight Riders to win this game at home because they're just too strong, and especially after the inclusion of Gautam Gambhir, I think on paper they're good and they will perform well at home. Do you think the same as well?
Yeah, again, the same logic as the previous game. I think home is a place where KKR are expected to do well this time around, though they have not had a great success in the recent past. But I think if they get the kind of pitches they want and with the firepower we have on paper, I think we have enough resources to counter this SRH side at home.
Okay, so that's rightly said. We're done with the predictions as well. It's time for the conclusion. Thank you so much, Orko. It's a blockbuster Super Saturday today. Couple of games at 3 o'clock. We have the first toss between Punjab and Delhi, and then we kickstart cricket all over the entire day as well. Thank you so much, Orko. Thank you to all the viewers as well. Let us know what are your picks in the double header for today, Saturday. Punjab versus Delhi, Kolkata versus Hyderabad. Double header day. Let us know your picks. Till then, thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the Fifth Umpire as well. Till then, thank you so much and bye bye.